Wonder Man is Marvel Studios' newest TV show, our first Marvel project of the year, and a really, really fun show. A lot of people, I will say, if you're a fan of like the superhero stuff, all the suits and fights and all that, you won't be a fan of this show. This show is not that. It doesn't really have any fight scenes. There's maybe two. I know one for sure, but I mean, there's like maybe two. The suit, like the Wonder Man suit, is only in the last episode, and it's for like the movie. Even though like if Wonder Man comes back, he'll probably be in that suit again. And it's more so focused on just Simon Williams and Trevor Slattery, which I think is pretty good because they're really good characters, and this show is really fun. Simon Williams is a really, really good character, and the guy who plays him, let's see, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, and sorry, but he plays Simon, and he is really, really good as this character. You got Agent Clearly, coming back from Spider-Man No Way Home, and Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is something that I still have yet to watch. I will be getting into it soon though, because I'm actually rewatching through the MCU. I'll be getting to that soon. And then the big one for me is Trevor Slattery, who's played by Ben Kingsley. Now, obviously, Trevor Slattery was in Iron Man 3. He was the Mandarin until it was twisted that he was just an actor. A lot of people don't like that twist, but I've always loved it, and I've always liked that character. And then he gets All Hail the King, which is like a short little thing of him getting taken from prison because the real Mandarin wants to see him. And then he obviously returned in Shang-Chi, he was one of the funniest parts about that film. And now he's back in Wonder Man, and he is probably one of the best side characters in the MCU. He is awesome. He is really funny. He has a lot of character in this season, and where his character ends off this season was really cool, and just had me smiling. And to the smiling point, this show is a show that was just really funny, and it's not like they were just jokes where they're like trying to be funny, which like Marvel movies and shows kind of try and do that, which I don't hate that because I like most of the shows and most of the movies. There's one movie I haven't watched, and there is, besides Miss Marvel, I think only one of the like canon MCU shows that I haven't watched. So I've actually watched most of them, but this show didn't really like rely on funny. It was just naturally funny. Episode 1 is I'm just gonna go through the episodes real quick. Episode 1 was a really good episode. Basically just introducing you to these characters and to this Wonder Man remake and getting the plot set up. Episode 2 is Trevor and Simon making like a self-tape, which is like Simon's audition. He's like in an audition tape, and they're just trying to figure out where to do it. And then like that episode was really fun. Episode 3 is Simon's mom's birthday party, and then that's where you kind of first get Simon's like full powers, like you see them in action almost. I thought it was pretty good. Episode 4 is Doorman, which Doorman is a character in Marvel Comics that I haven't read in anything, but I have the Marvel characters like encyclopedia, and I've seen him in that like I think he looks cool, like with the diamond eyes and everything. So when I heard there was gonna be a Doorman episode, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I don't really know much about the character, but like I've seen him in this, and it's like that was kind of cool. And I think the episode is probably my least favorite of the season, but it's still a pretty good episode. I think Doorman character was fine. He could be a little bit cringy at times, but I think that's what they were going for. And then ultimately what happens with Josh Gad and everything was kind of satisfying, because I hate that guy. I don't like Josh Gad. He's just annoying and everything. I hope he doesn't ruin Spaceballs too. But Simon's only in that episode in like the last minute. Trevor doesn't show up, so it's like the episode that has really nothing to do with any of the characters. But episode 5 is one where some guy is coming after Trevor after I don't know exactly what Trevor did, but he did something bad, and then they're trying to find this recording that someone took of Simon while he was beating this guy and his people up. So it's like the only action scene in the show, and they're just trying to do that. That episode was really fun. Episode 6 is where they go to what's his name? One second. Oh, it doesn't have it on here. They go to the director of Wonder Man, like the new director of Wonder Man's house, and or like trying to audition, get the roles. It's the guy from Superman who was the guy who worked with Lex Luthor, like the president of Boravia. That guy, he's the director, and I think this episode was kind of cool. There were a couple moments when they were auditioning where I was just like, this is kind of weird, but that's what they were trying to go for. So that was really cool. But there's a dream sequence in this that you don't really know is a dream sequence until after, but it was just like, whoa, like at the moment. But at the end when they get the roles, I was just like happy, because like, yeah, I just think these characters are pretty good. Episode 7 is one where Trevor and Sign are getting like talked to by a girl from like the New York Times, I'm pretty sure, like a journalist. She's just figuring out some stuff about him, writing papers and everything, and I think that episode was really good. And then what it builds to at the end with Sign finding out that Trevor's working with the Department of Damage Control, him kind of like blowing up with his powers and like causing like an explosion, and what that ultimately ends up in episode 8, which I'll say spoilers. The rest of it, I mean, somewhat spoilers, but like the rest of the show didn't have like any major things. This one is kind of a major thing, but in episode 8, to get Simon out of this predicament, Trevor, seeing as how it's his fault and everything, he didn't mean to do it, but it is like his fault. He takes back the mantle of the Mandarin and makes another video and everything, and he's basically like, oh, I'm back. Did you miss me? Last night I caused an explosion on the set of this new Wonder Man movie, this superhero like slop crap and everything, and he takes that mantle back, goes to jail as the Mandarin, and says that he's been in disguise this whole time waiting for his next opportunity to strike. Obviously Simon knows that's not true. Agent clearly knows that that's not true, but he can't really do anything about it now, so he locks Trevor up as Mandarin, and that was really cool. I think that his performance as the Mandarin, even if it was just a character he was playing, was always cool. And like the way he delivers lines, like America, and he's like, you'll never see me coming, and I did that. I like the way he says it, and like in this episode, like they bring back the I did that, even though like in Iron Man 3 he's like, yeah, I did that, and in this he's just like, I did that, but it's like still cool to hear that. And then in this, when he's talking to Agent Clearly, Agent Clearly is like trying to get him to say it's still Trevor, and like this is all an act, but Trevor is like, I know what you're trying to do, so he's like, you never saw me coming. That was just really, really cool for me, and it was awesome seeing him back in that role, even if it was obviously fake and it wasn't for that long. But then the rest of the episode, Simon films the rest of Wonder Man. The movie comes out, he becomes a star, and then towards the end, it shows him kind of in this new role. He's doing information for a new movie role, and he's just kind of like watching this one guy and his family, and he's just kind of like taking all in, like method acting, almost like how does he eat dinner, what's his work like, and everything. And then the guy like is like, it took a while, but I'm gonna get you into my work, but you're just a new like new for like hire who I'm helping teach. And when they go to his work, you find out it's the Department of Damage Control. So this whole time, Simon was just kind of like playing this guy to get to his work and break Trevor out. And that's where the season ends. He breaks Trevor out. It shows that he's kind of mastered his powers a little bit more. He's now able to fly, and that sets up a potential season 2, which frankly I hope we get. This show was really fun. It's not like my favorite MCU show. It's really well made. It's one of the better ones. Well, wait, let me look at my list real quick. 1 second, right here. Okay, it's not super high up, but at the same time, I have enjoyed most MCU shows more than most people, but every Marvel show so far that I've seen is at least good, and this one is just really good. Like, this one is awesome, and I hope we get a season 2, because it would be nice to see Simon again. It would be nice to see Trevor again. It would be nice to see where a potential season 2 would go. Him using his powers a little bit more, maybe building up his character. Another big thing is that in the show, he's born with his powers. So, like what they did with Miss Marvel, which, yeah. And then I think there was one other character that I can't think of, but Simon Williams in the show could be a mutant, and that could be where we're heading. In Spider-Man Brand New Day, like, Sadie Sink could be playing Jean Grey, who's obviously one of the most famous mutants. That would be kind of cool, but I'm liking how we're introducing the like mutants, and then after Secret Wars, the X-Men will be included, which will be just nice to have everyone together. But yeah, this show was really fantastic. It was wonderful, actually. It was just wonderful. But like, if you're more of like an action dude and you're not really open to like this Hollywood thing, I don't know if I could recommend it, because it's not like any of the other Marvel shows. Just like looking at all of them, it's not like any of them. But it is just a really good show that's somewhat a love letter to Hollywood. But at the same time, like, Hollywood kind of sucks, so a love letter to Hollywood, like, yeah. But this one is just really good at it. And yeah, I would like to see these characters again and see where it all goes. But that's my review of Wonder Man. A solid 4 out of 5. And all the episodes are just really good. The only one I would say is the worst, like clearly the worst, is Doorman. Even though that episode's still really good, it's just clearly like the worst out of all of the episodes. And then the best one would probably be the finale, as most shows are. Just like the finale is what everything builds towards. You would hope that would be your best, or at least one of the best. But yeah. So I don't know, but I think there might be one other video that I want to make today. But if not, then not, but there might be. And then over the weekend, we got Sun Help, we got Shelter, and then there is one video that I want to make. It's a video that's not really like anything I've done. I mean, it's kind of taking elements, but it's a little bit different, and I want to keep that a surprise until it happens. And then February, March I'm looking forward to, because Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is releasing on March 24th, and I'm really hyped for that. And since this is a Marvel video, Daredevil, I'm gonna wait until the Super Bowl, and if we get an Avengers Doomsday trailer then, I will make a video on all the Doomsday trailers. That's a video I've been saying I kind of want to make, but I kind of wanted to wait until after the Super Bowl just to see, and then maybe there's a Spider-Man trailer I can talk about, because it's Marvel. Those are like the... Marvel is like the universe where like I'll make a different, like couple different videos, like trailer videos and everything, and that might or might not have to do with a video that might be going out later today, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up, which is exciting, but it's kind of weird to think that January is almost done as well. Wow, but yeah, see you either later today or hopefully tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I'm hoping Friday though, and yeah, see you then.